Hello and welcome to the JB&M Sports Fanatic channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me here as we're at week 13, guys. The NFL season is just flying by right now, and so there's still lots of craziness that's taking place right now across the NFL. I mean, we're still trying to figure out who are the top teams right now. We're still trying to figure out who's the contenders, who's the pretenders. There's a lot of teams right now that even towards the bottom of things, like you look at a team like the Washington football team, there's still a lot of questions about them. On paper, you think, oh man, like they lost Chase Young for the year. This team doesn't look that great. But then you look at them play, they've won 3 straight. They've had some pretty impressive wins against some big time quarterbacks, Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, all those guys. And you look around the league, teams like Buffalo that started off extremely hot, where are they at now? Tennessee coming off back-to-back losses, and seeing the Indianapolis Colts, they look pretty good, although they just lost to Tampa Bay, but you don't know what they might do. I mean, so many questions around the league, and we're still digging for answers, guys. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my Week 13 projection for each and every game. So we'll start off here with the Colts versus the Texans. Jonathan Taylor has been big this season. He's the league-leading rusher. Carson Wentz, he's had his ups, he's had his downs. Tyrod Taylor, I feel like he's the best quarterback on the roster for the Houston Texans, and when he's out there, they play their best. But that being said, though, I still think the Colts are going to be able to go down here in Houston and win. I'm going to say final score being 34-20. I'll go ahead and say 34-20 over the Houston Texans. Next up, you've got 2 young quarterbacks drafted in the same draft just last year, Justin Herbert versus Joe Burrow for the Cincinnati Bengals here. And it's going to be in Cincinnati here. Cincinnati 7-4 right now. So, they're feeling pretty good. And obviously it can be a big win for them if they can win. And then say if the Steelers were to beat the Ravens or something like that, that could be huge for the Bengals. And as for the Chargers, you're just trying to hang in there right now. You can certainly use a win like this against a fellow AFC contender here. On the road here, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game in this one. I'm going to project that. But I'm going to say the Bengals come out and win this one. Final score being Cincinnati. I'm going to say Cincinnati puts up 38 points. I'm going to say the Chargers get 35. So Cincinnati 38-35. All right, Ravens versus Steelers. On the road at the Pittsburgh Steelers, I know Cincinnati pretty much, made Big Ben look like he was coming from a retirement home. But, Baltimore, they have not had an impressive victory to me as of late, but they have been winning. And I think it's going to continue here. I got them beating the Pittsburgh Steelers. Final score being 16-10 in this one. Ravens over the Steelers. All right, so the Broncos versus the Chiefs here. And so I personally like the Chiefs and how they've been playing as of late. I feel like Kansas City is getting better and better each week. The Broncos, they have their ups, they have their downs. Just when you think they're out of it, the Broncos have shown that the defense can take over a game. However, I think in this one right here, I think the Kansas City Chiefs find a way to win this one. Final score being Kansas City 29, Broncos 20, 29-20. All right, next up, our Monday Night Football special, which means a lot to me as a Patriots fan here. You've got the Patriots and the Bills fighting, and quite simply, whoever wins this game, that's who's going to be in first place, and they're going to have the heads up there. Buffalo, they are 3-0 in the division this year, while the Patriots are 2-1, so the Patriots really need to go ahead and try to win this head-to-head. It's going to be down in Buffalo on a Monday Night Football game. I got the Patriots winning this one 24-17 in this one. 24-17. I do think the Bills and the Pats will split this one this season, but I'm going to go ahead and pick the Pats on this one to beat the Bills 24-17. All right, the Giants versus the Dolphins. I know there's a lot of questions in terms of, who's healthy, who's not. But being down in Miami right now, the Giants, I feel like the Giants, just when you count them out, you saw what they did last week against the Eagles and such. But being down in Miami, Tua, the more healthier he gets, the better that offense is going to be. Dolphins picked up Phillip Lindsay and stuff. Hopefully that'll help their run game. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Dolphins to win this one. Final score being 23-20 over the Giants. All right, the Eagles versus the Jets. You have the Eagles coming off a very shocking loss there. I feel like, when it comes to the Eagles, the moment you think they're out, they come back and look strong for the next 2 weeks. And then just when you think they're there, they, reverse it. But I think this time against the Jets, they will win. Final score being Eagles 29, Jets 16. So now the Washington football team versus the Las Vegas Raiders here. This one right here is very hard for me to decide in terms of who's going to win. I honestly feel like this one is about as even as it gets, in my opinion. I like what Washington's been doing as of late. Don't like too much what the Raiders have been doing as of late, but you saw what the Raiders did against the Cowboys there. So it's just going to really come down to a couple key factors there. Antonio Gibson, he's going to have to carry the load for Washington and this one on the ground. And then for the Raiders, how much of an impact is Deshaun Jackson going to have in this game? If he goes out there and he has a good impact, I got Raiders winning this one. If he goes out there and he looks subpar, I got Washington winning this one. So I'm going to go ahead and say this one actually goes to overtime, in my opinion. And I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm still thinking about it right now as I talk about this. I'm going to go ahead and give this one to Washington. I think Washington wins on the road 24-21 against the Raiders in overtime. All right, so you've got the Jaguars on the road at the Rams here. In my mind, the Rams, that even though they lost to the Packers there, it was 36-28, so that shows the offense is finally starting to look better, getting their confidence back here. And against Jacksonville, I think the Rams find a way to win this one, final score being 28-17 over the Jaguars, 28-17. All right, so the Dallas Cowboys against the New Orleans Saints here. Taysom Hill's going to get his first start of the season, but there's going to be no Alvin Kamara, I believe indications are saying, and that's huge. That's huge. So I'm going to go ahead and say the Cowboys win this one. Even without their coach, they're going to find a way to win this one, but it's going to be close, 26-20 in this one. Cowboys over the Saints. All right, so the Cardinals on the road at the Chicago Bears there. Arizona, they've looked impressive this year at 9-2. Chicago, they're 4-7, and two of those wins came in the division. Arizona's not in their division. Arizona, I think, gets this win, regardless of who's playing quarterback out there. I think it's going to be a final score of about, I'm going to say 26-13, Cardinals over the Bears. All right, next up, you've got the Vikings. No Dalvin Cook on the road against the Detroit Lions here. No Dalvin Cook, no problem. I think personally this year, Madison's done a tremendous job when he's been able to come in there and actually start in place of Cook. He's actually looked very effective in that role there. And so I'm going to go ahead and say the Vikings win this one with the final score being 36-20. 36-20 Vikings over Detroit. I think their offense come out there and has a big day for the Vikings. Next up, you've got the Buccaneers on the road against the Falcons, TB12 versus Atlanta. Obviously the Buccaneers, in my opinion, are going to win this one, but I think it's going to be the final score of 34-17 or 41-17. I'm just going to go ahead and say 34-17 Buccaneers over the Falcons here. And for the final game here, you've got the San Francisco 49ers on the road against the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are still trying to find himself. Rush, he finally started to find Tyler Lockett. But if he can't find DK Metcalf, they may be in trouble. 49ers, they've been playing a lot better as of late. I think that this one's going to come down to a field goal. I think the 49ers win this one on the road 20-17 against the Seattle Seahawks. So 2017 49ers over the Seahawks. But there you guys have it. Those are my personal picks for what's going to take place in Week 13. There's a lot of close games out there. I'm not going to lie. I can see the Chargers getting a victory against the Bengals. I could see the Steelers, if they go out there and play their best, I can see that being it. I can see the Broncos pulling off an upset. I can definitely see Buffalo out there, Giants, the Raiders. I could definitely also see Seattle if Russell Wilson looks like Russell Wilson, but I don't know where he's at right now. But yeah, those are just some of the games that I could definitely see, another team, the other team out there winning. But there you go, guys. Those are my picks. Let me know your thoughts and what's your picks for Week 13. All of that stuff, which teams do you think are hot right now? Which teams do you think are not? All that stuff, let me know in the comment section. But thank you guys so much for joining me for this video. Hope you guys enjoy it and see you guys next time.